Welcome back to The Explainer. We're here to take on those really complex topics and, just make them simple and easy to understand. All right, today we're jumping into part 2 of this fantastic tutorial from RFI Detectives. We're going to be digging deep into chapter 2, which is all about how radio frequency interference, or RFI, messes with our everyday gadgets. And just so you know, this one's for all you tech-savvy folks out there, so we're going to get right into the nuts and bolts of it.
So let's kick things off with a scenario that I'm pretty sure has happened to every single one of us. You're standing there, pointing your key fob at your car, clicking away, and absolutely nothing happens. It's just dead. The same goes for your garage door opener. So what is going on there? What's the gremlin in the machine?
Well, the culprit is this invisible force, this unseen mechanism that's basically sabotaging our electronics from the inside out. So let's pull back the curtain and see exactly how it works.
Okay, at its very core, RFI is really just a battle of signals. It's like your device is trying to listen to a whisper in a crowded, noisy room. This unwanted signal, which is basically just electronic noise, crashes the party and completely drowns out the actual command you're trying to send.
And this right here lays it out perfectly. It's like a 4-step attack. Step 1, your device is patiently waiting for your command. Step 2, this unwanted energy just barges right in. Step 3, it totally scrambles the original message. And the end result? Step 4, total communication breakdown. Your device just gives up.
So how does that fight actually go down inside the device? Let's zoom in on the receiver and see how it all gets so confusing.
The easiest way to wrap your head around what the device is experiencing is with an analogy we all know. It's exactly like driving under some big power lines while you're trying to listen to your favorite song on the radio.
This comparison just hits the nail on the head. On the left, you've got power lines creating all that static, masking the music. And on the right, an RFI source is doing the exact same thing to the signal from your garage door remote. In both situations, the receiver is just totally overwhelmed. The real signal is still there, but it's completely lost in all that noise.
But you might be wondering, why is it that sometimes it's just a little glitch, like you have to get closer with your key fob, and other times it's a complete and total failure? Well, how bad the attack is really depends on a few key things.
For instance, a really weak interfering signal might just cut down your key fob's range a little bit, but a strong signal, especially one that's on or near your device's frequency, that can make it totally useless. It really all boils down to the power of the incoming noise versus how well your device is built. Its internal defenses and shielding.
And this is important because we're not just talking about little annoyances here. The fallout from this invisible saboteur can actually be pretty serious. It is so easy to just shrug these things off as a minor inconvenience, but the real impact goes way beyond just a simple device failure. We've got to think bigger.
Think about it. Interference could leave your car unlocked and vulnerable. Or, even worse, it could stop you from getting into your car during an emergency. This is the point where RFI stops being just a tech problem and becomes a real threat to your security.
And yeah, it's the exact same story with your garage. This problem is so much bigger than just being stuck in your driveway late for work.
A garage door that opens or closes on its own because of stray RFI isn't just a quirky little problem. That's a major safety hazard for your property, your pets, and for people. This is where we really cross the line from a simple annoyance into a genuine risk.
Now, what makes RFI so incredibly frustrating to diagnose is its most devious trick. It is completely and utterly unpredictable.
And this, right here, is the heart of the puzzle. You can't always make the problem happen on command. It works perfectly in the morning, but fails every single night. It's fine at home, but it never, ever works in the office parking garage. It makes you start to question everything. Is it the device? Is it me? Or is it some invisible force I just can't see?
So, there you have it. We've unmasked the invisible mechanism of an RFI attack. And we've seen how it can go from a simple nuisance to a real security risk. But now that we know how it works, join us for part 3, where we're going to hunt down its favorite targets, the specific devices that are most vulnerable to all this interference.